outside on this beautiful day. Another one. We only have one more beautiful day. No, I think we have the weekend, and then we're going back down. It'll be winter next week when it's officially going to be spring. Can you believe that? So I'm taking any time outside that I can. And today is going to be, I got a package a couple days ago, and I had earmarked today to get this done because obviously I had other projects going on that I scheduled for. So this one is oh, the Greenstalk. Can't see that because there we go. The Greenstalk wheel kit and spinner based. So this is the spinner, which is all I was going to buy when I was wanting to get it. But lo and behold, on the day before that I was going to get it, I looked on the website and they were having a flash sale. Hi, Nicole. How are you? Thanks for being here. The Greenstock was having a flash sale, and it was this, which is $40 by itself. But if you got the wheel kit, it was $60. No, this is $42. $60 with the wheel kit. And on the day I was looking, it was 42. Was it? No, it's $40 and then $60. On the day I was looking, it was $42 for both of them, which was like, ah. So then and there, I was like, I gotta get that now. Awesome. What are you doing today? It should be fun. It might be a little, I might break myself putting it together. We shall see. Um, where are you from, Nicole? What state or, area? Is it warm where you are too? Are you probably, if you're in the South, you're already up to the races growing stuff? So I'm gonna put this together. It comes with 6 wheels, comes with a hose because the water will go in. Then there's little holes here, and then there's the hose hole right here. So it's not just a big puddle in your decking or whatever, wherever you're putting this on. So this will divert the water out further from your house. Texas, yeah, it's probably hot there already. So you can get, your own tube, and if you need an extension, you'll have to figure that out yourself. But I'm outside. This is concrete type flooring, so I'm not too worried about water so much. But it's good to have. Then Greenstock's always good. They give you a little baggie of stuff, and they give you stickers, which is so cute. And I have kids, and they love stickers, so I'm kind of like over stickers because they're all over the house. But it's nice to have my own adult stickers. Already have a garden going, planning and full speed ahead. That's right. Sure you are. I'm jealous. Except in the middle of summer, then I'm not jealous. Then I'm perfectly happy with New York weather. All right, so we got stickers and a seed packet, which this time around it is cherry bell radish. And these are, plants that they don't sell very much of because the radishes and lettuce is a lot of the free seeds I get from these places. So I don't really know. The drain tube is a great idea. I have my wooden deck. Yep, exactly. It's great for the wooden deck. I hope you get it on sale like I did. All right. Currently, you're in the shade because I didn't want to overheat the phone, but I guess I'll move you and see how it goes so we can be closer to the green stalk itself. I got this insect netting a while back. And I hadn't used it, but I put this in after I seeded the holes because we still were getting a lot of rain, and I didn't want the seeds bouncing around and getting buried or whatever. So that's why it's on here. It's a little bit windy today. I don't know if you're catching that on your side. It was clearer earlier, but it is what it is. Now the easy part is putting the wheel together, the base together. The hard part is dismantling this so I can put it at the bottom. So I chose today to do this. Hi, Crockett P. Thanks for subscribing. New subscriber there. Michigan, awesome. Zone 6, me too. Which I wrote to you on there. Go ahead with the piece. It's like you did. Yes. Something's wrong with the chickens. They're bothered by something. Yes, awesome. Crockett P. Plant those cold tolerant stuff for sure. Yeah, so putting this together will be the easy part. Oh, and another reason I waited so long, not I didn't wait so long, but I waited till now to plant this is because it's really wet. It's been raining and raining and raining, and it's saturated and very heavy. So I gave it a couple of days to dry out per se, but we're gonna get more rain, maybe tonight even. So I didn't want to wait more time and just have it be heavier and heavier. And since I have seeds in here, I did want to start rotating it so that the plants on the north side would get some sun. So let's just put this together. So the instructions is in the bag. There's where it says wheel, like the shorter. There's more holes than you would think. So there's ones that point to the wheel, and push firmly, perpendicular to the base. If it's misaligned, it will not go in. All right. Uh, There we go. Hmm. There we go. All right. Done. I guess if I was a little bit stronger, that wouldn't have been so hard, but it's a little bit tricky pushing it in. All right. Then it says to put the hose in, but I don't need to do that right now. Do that later. Oh, crap. Make sure to alternate locking and non-locking wheels. Okay. I didn't know there were locking and non-locking wheels. Crap. Oh, okay. Oh, look at that. I managed to do it completely wrong. So I gotta pull these. Oh, okay. That wasn't too bad. All right. So locking, unlocking. So the locking has these plastic things. And this one. Oops. All right. Got it right that time. So let's see, I guess when you pull it up, then what? Oh, okay, when it's down, it's locked. When it's up, it's freely moving. All right, yeah, that was the easy part. Now let's take this part. Oh, my knees. This is the irrigation system they came out with last year. I got it, even though I'm not using it, just in case I will be using it. Thank you. So it's really wet around here, so there's always creepy crawlies hiding out in this top shelf. Okay. First two tiers are the shorter leaf, I believe they're called. So they're not as heavy as the deeper pockets over here. Oh, for those of you who don't know, I had bought two of these. So a set of the leaf and, or what was it? One leaf and then one original. Then I swished, I did half and half, my mom and me. So I got two of the short and three of the long, and she has three of the short and two of the long. So that's why it's like. And it's recommended that every so often you do come in and hose this off, wipe it up so that the holes aren't clogged up with the dirt. Oh, all right, we made it to the bottom. Hooray. Um, so I don't think there's any special consideration as far as how you sit it. In the middle. Yep, pretty good there. Hi, Karen. Thanks for stopping in. Just putting my Greenstalk together again. Well, of the wheelbase I just put together. That just came in the mail a couple of days ago. Can you see it? So I have wheels now. and spinnies, which I didn't have before. So now all my plants will get lots of yummy sunshine. So excited. Thanks, Kay. All right, now we gotta line this back up. I do wanna clean up the holes. I'm just gonna rub my hand along it to clean up all the soil and gunk that's dried up over the season. Put it back in. This would also be a good time to put some amendments in, but I think I can do that another day. It's just, yeah, hadn't planned on it, so I don't have that stuff ready. So I can do that another day. Clear the holes out. There's nothing in the way. Bend with your knees. Blah. And these are tricky to line up for me. Oh. Yep. There we go. All right, next. Where was I using this? Okay, lift this one up. Oh. Got my glove caught in there. Okay, the heaviest are over with. Now just the two smaller of the. There we go, solid. Yay! Success! I did it! Hi, Cece's Texas Garden. Thanks for stopping by. I did it. All right, so recap. I installed this wheelbase slash spinner. Now, this is more important. What I wanted is the spinning, so that my north side doesn't have to be a north side anymore. But it's nice to have the wheel too. I have a pretty flat space here, so that if I need to move it, I could. Yay! Oh, that was a little bit exhausting. Still coming out of winter and haven't gotten my cardio in too much, so things are taking the wind out of me. All right, what else we got? I'm gonna put the cover back on. The insect netting. That one, these things I'm not using right now. Irrigation stuff. So nothing's coming up yet. I had planted, let's see, yep, lettuce is on top and arugula, and then cress, purslane. I see the seeds, sorrel. These were surface sown, the first two levels. And then Swiss chard, tatsoi. What are we looking at here? What's that? Bok choy, beets, another thing of beets. And then at the bottom, we got spinach, a couple spinaches, cilantro, another Swiss chard, kale, parsley, and there's the other spinach. The surface is feeling dry, but I know from the weight of it that it's wet under there, but the seeds on the surface really can't be getting dried out. I know we're going to get some misting later on tonight, so I'm not too worried about them. I'm going to leave them at it for now. If we don't get a misting, then I'll come in tomorrow and water this or lightly mist it. Okay. Back in. Now, girl dad, hey, how are ya? Cece, if you're asking me, I'm in zone 6, New York. That's my zone. Oh, let me go. All right, I finished. Let's chatty chat for a minute. I'm in the sun here. Take you down so I can look normal. All right. Yeah, we're about 8 weeks, give or take, from our average, like earliest last frost, which is like late April. But depending on what zone 6 you're at, that could be from the end of April to the middle of May. So I err on the side of caution and go to mid-May before I put anything out, really. But this year is a little bit different, so we'll have to see. But yeah, this is the week of 8 weeks. I think it's this week. Or is it next week? No, it's this week. This is our 8 week out. But I'm gonna wait till next week since I pushed back a little bit to do my tomatoes and ground cherry. I'm doing ground cherry, and that takes a little bit longer. They stay smaller for longer. So that already started this week. So I want that to get a head start. I'm gonna have to go through my seeds again because I didn't write it down or anything. I just thought store it all in here. um, but yeah, big tomatoes push next week for sure. Loofah is another one. They grow, like even if I direct seed June, they will grow. But I found recently from last season that if they only get to a certain size before the winter comes in or the fall, the real cold stuff, they're not going to store well. And I think that goes for a lot of stuff. So they really need to get more bulk to them before they can be. That's if you're not eating them fresh. You can eat loofah fresh. It's like I haven't done it, but it's like any other squash, cucumber type, plant. But if you're drying it, which is what I wanted to do, you really got to wait for them to size up. Plus, to size up, they need all that extra time. So I'm gonna start loofah earlier this time around than I have in the past. Um, what else? I know there's some flowers that I need to get started, especially like marigolds because they're a companion to tomatoes, which I'm gonna have for my seedling sale. Yes, ground cherries are, and you don't really find them in the supermarket in the nurseries here. They don't really. I've never seen them. So it's a, if people are into gardening and they know what it is, and they're like, "Oh my God, you have ground cherries? Let me have them." So I'm planting those most to sell, and I have some for myself, and I let them self seed too. So I have plenty of volunteers, but the volunteers don't come up till like late June. They really like it warm. So in order to get some to sell, I'm gonna have to. Well, I've started them already, so I can be successful in that. Um, what else did I want to plant early? Like, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I know there's some flowers. I should start early too. Not remembering right off the bat. Oh, okay. Loofah is delicious. I fried mine. Oh, okay. See, that's an interesting something I should try. Really, it seems like such a waste when you're just waiting them for them to dry up. But yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try that. Um, you really go blank on these lives. I have all these seeds and I can't like pull out what it is I know I have to plant. Peppers I already started because those also take a while to bulk up and look nice for a seedling sale. The eggplants I just up potted because they were finally big enough, as I thought they were big enough to up pot. Um, I'd also multi-sown them, so they were just in one container. And there was sporadic germination with the Black Beauty for some reason. The little fingers were fine. The Black Beauty took forever to come up. So I have, good size ones and then just teeny weeny little seedlings. So I was waiting for the teeny weenies to catch up a little bit before I messed around with the whole thing. So I just finished putting that together. So they're all in their individual spaces. Um, what else? I'd recently bought butterfly pea. No, is that an actual pea or is that a flower? What is a butterfly pea? Let me know. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'd recently bought alfalfa pellets because I wanted to incorporate that into some of the beds, particularly raised beds, as an amendment. And this particular bag I bought from the feed store, and it didn't say organic on it, so I didn't know for sure. So I took a bit, I mixed it with a little bit of soil, and then I planted beans into it. So I'm waiting to see how the beans fare out to make sure that the alfalfa pellets don't have any of that bad chemical that's going to harm my plants. Herbs, yes, I have so many herbs. The basics, basil. I haven't started basil yet. I do have to. That's part of the tomato. With the tomatoes, I have to start the basil. But I've got the cilantro, parsley, dill. Those are like for sure going. Sage, rosemary, thyme. Was there and then a mint? Oh, I have a spearmint, and I'm gonna have the lemon balm, which is also a mint. I need to plant. Um, is there any other ones? I went with pretty much the most known ones for the sale because people buy what they know. Okay, butterfly pea is a flower you can make tea with, so not that poison sweet pea. No, I have not. I don't think I've ever seen. Well, obviously, when you're that, it's not registered in your head as something you should look out for. But I haven't seen butterfly pea as like something I should look out for. But I will now look out for it since I know it exists. All right. Oh, chamomile. I got seeds for those. I got to get that. I let last year's plants go to seed, but now that I've been thinking about it, I feel like those seeds probably got washed away in all the rain. So I do have to start. I would like to start some just in case that was the case, and then I'm gonna have with nothing. And I really enjoyed, like, it was a beautiful morning activity coming out and snipping the little flowers and putting them in my little basket. And then I'd dry them on the window. Then I'd have real, my own chamomile tea. And my kids liked it. It was just such a It was such a nice quiet time, and it was really enjoyable. So I definitely want to have a chamomile patch, chamomile, how do you say it? Patch again. And I know they self-seed, but just where I have them is tricky that they'll still be there this year. So that's another project for spring to raise up that soil so that it's not going to just get washed out every year. Um, what else? Yeah, I've got other flowers that I need to get started. But some stuff you can just direct sow, like calendula, scabiosa. Those two I've planted before, and I know they do well enough that if I just direct sow them, they'll be fine. Um, and it's not a plant that I've heard people at the plant sale ask for, so it's not something I'm going to grow for that purpose. An overachiever. I'm a little bit of that too. You grew it indoors, the chamomile, and had a good harvest. All right. Yeah, I'm not good at the indoor stuff. Like I started, lettuce just so you'd have winter, something for winter, and pretty much it's up there turning into flowers now because I've just not been good at keeping up with it. The basil, though, the basil I'm good at, but lettuce I also had um, bok choy or pak choy, one of the greens, Asian greens, and that's also turning into a flower in inside. So I'm just not really good at that. But it'll be good for the chickens. They'll like it. The only thing I'm good at as far as indoor greens is I tried microgreens for a couple of years, but that even became a little too much. So now I just do sprouts. So that's like a week and it's edible. So you get like a jar, and I got the the seal, the ring with the holes so that you can just tip out the water every day and you just let it, get big in there. And then in a week, eat it up and it stores in the fridge for another week. That's really convenient. Whereas the microgreens were, I was getting a lot of mold and having to figure out the fluctuations of temperature and soil quality. It was just getting too much and wasn't fun. So the sprouts for me, I get my greens in and it hardly takes any time and I just rotate it, week after week, or I skip a couple of weeks because I got tired of it and no problems. And if it goes over in the fridge and the chickens have it, it works for everybody. Swiss chard does good inside too. Really? Okay. Because Swiss chard can get pretty big. But I mean, I do have lights that aren't doing anything in the winter, so I could technically grow whole bunches of stuff inside. But yeah, during that, the winter, you get into that nesting mode where you don't really want to do too much. It's like early winter. Then you get to like a middle part of winter where you're just like, I don't know, not so much depression, but sometimes it's depression from the lack of sunlight and everything, and you don't want to do anything at all. And then you get over that hump and it's almost spring, and then you're like, I want to do everything and I want to do it right now. And then you can't because it's still freezing outside. So it's this balance that you got to play with yourself so you can be happy. Ugh. All right. Oh, what did I do today? Earlier today, can you see that? Pointing at nothing. I guess I can walk out there. I pulled the mulch away. This is my asparagus area. You can still see the stalks from last year. Am I showing that properly? Where am I? Can't see. Seriously. So these flags are so my husband doesn't mow them down. So asparagus is like in a circle around this, or half a circle. So I pulled back the leaves and then I put down the chicken coop poop that I worked on yesterday. So that was the job this morning. Nicole grows a whole food forest during winter. That's awesome. I'm glad you got it in you. Smart flags. Yeah, my husband doesn't pay much attention to things, so I gotta have flags everywhere. And even when I have flags, he still manages to run stuff over. Uh, so tomorrow's Friday. Don't really, what did I have planned? Nothing really. It'll be a rest day because a couple of days of like these activities really wears you out. So I'm gonna take tomorrow as a rest day, catch up on my YouTubes and any movies that I might have been missing this whole time. Thank you, girl dad. What else? In general, housework, because when it's gardening season, the housework gets ignored completely. Like my floors are so sticky with the kids, stinking kids. So I got to get back to mopping. I try to vacuum as often as I can, but the mopping is what's more important, and I don't get to that quite as often. Um, and I got to look through my seed catalog and see what seeds are on the block for next week. Because you overlook stuff, especially the flowers. I like to have a lot of flowers, but I didn't do winter sowing this year. Yeah, rest day. I didn't do winter sowing this year because it was never, not that it was never warm enough, but it wasn't warm enough for me and my constitution. So I didn't go out there and do that this year, which I kind of regret now. But we'll try again next year. So some of the flowers that I should have already had started haven't. But I did keep them in the fridge. The seeds are in the fridge. So I'm hoping that that's enough of the stratification that those perennial seeds need. Um, let's see. Particularly the seeds are creeping thyme. This is just the ones I can remember because I saw them recently. And box, PH phlox, PHLOX. They're tiny flowers for ground cover. I'm trying to. There's an area of the yard that I want to get more established for perennials and stuff. So ground cover is one of the things I want to get going first. What else? Yeah. Oh, I'm soaking some peas also. I want to get those in a little bitty container I have to decide. I do want to grow more peas, but I haven't decided where exactly I'm going to put them. But I'm going to get started with the little container I've grown them in the past. And that's why I'm testing out the alfalfa pellets because I want to be able to use that to amend or give some nutrients to that soil. Yes, I have the chicken coop poop, but that's gonna take time to break down. I don't wanna I don't wanna hurt the plants if I put too much of that on right now. So on in the asparagus bed, the asparagus is gonna be a couple of weeks before they start coming up. So with all the rain we get, it's gonna wash it down and it won't be so strong for them. And I don't think it's not like steaming hot poop, it's dried up, it's gone through some upturn, so it's not super fresh. It's I've done it before where I put it in and didn't hurt the plants. So I think it'll be fine. But I do want to get it more composted for safety's sake. So there's a pile of that sitting to the side. I have to decide where it's going to reside until I use it up for the summer plants. Pea soaker, yes. And I only remembered to do that because, well, I was watching a YouTube channel that just said plant your peas now. So I'm like, oh crap, I forgot my peas. I should get the peas in. And then I was like, oh, I could do that tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, I should soak it today. And then I plant it tomorrow. Because that's a lot of the time it's like, I want to plant this today. I should have thought about this yesterday. But now, like a lot of seeds could use, just to speed it up a little bit, could use some soaking and you don't think of it ahead of time. Let's see. You soak beans, peas, corn, and sometimes you leave them in too long. Yeah, it's always something. But yeah, I've done that. I didn't do my beans. I did my corn because they're all shriveled up, so it looks like they need water. The beans are nice and shiny. They don't look like they should be soaking, so I forget about the beans. But yeah, it's a good idea. Plus, you can see if you let them sprout, if you have enough time, then you can see which ones are duds and not bother planting those because that's just taking up valuable space if you value your space. All right. Well, I did a good 40 minutes here without not my moderator, my co-host. I was hoping Micro Farmer would join me today, but that's okay. I will have him on another time. Um, yep, I'm gonna go in, wash up, wait for my kids to get home, and then we got after school activities, so it's never a restful time. Plus dinner. I was gonna think about dinner, and that exhausts me more than anything. I hate thinking about dinner. Like breakfast and lunch. Breakfast is always the same. Lunch is some simple sandwich or soup or whatever. But dinner is a whole very stressful thing for me because I want, this is the one meal that the kids should have. It should be balanced, but it hardly ever is. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna do that. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Girl Dad. Thank you. What did we have? Cece. Thank you. I know we had Kay and Croquet P. Thank you for stopping in. And to those of you who couldn't watch but are out there listening, I appreciate you. I don't know if I'm going to do too many more lives. Like, it's easy when you're doing it just sitting in a space, one space, and not moving around too much. But there's not that many of those projects, and still communicate with the chat. But I'll definitely be dropping my videos, so be on the lookout for those. And if you have any suggestions, let me know. I'm trying to get, better, trying to get to my 1K subscribers. It's taken me a while, but that's okay too. Rather have people who value me than just people who just randomly flitter on by. Even though I appreciate your support too. Don't get me wrong. So subscribe, like, and I'll talk to y'all again soon. Bye. Have a good rest of your day and weekend. Bye.